And I think what is very, very important in what we're doing is the core philosophy of what we're doing is remaining customer centric. What is really interesting for customers? How will they naturally behave? Because we're not here to force them to change their behavior. We're here to incentivize them to do a little bit more of what they're already doing.
Hello and welcome back to another special episode of the Retail Podcast. Now, Eagle Eye, who will meet one of the co-founders in a minute, Cédric, I've seen all over the place. I've seen them for years at NRF. I've seen the literature, and we have a shared customer that we have both worked on. And so when I had the opportunity to interview Cédric, I thought, what a great opportunity to interview someone that I pretty much can bet my bottom dollar that the problem they solve is a massive problem for retailers right now. So Cédric, why don't we just start with you? I know you're the co-founder and obviously managing director of Eagle Eye, but why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself and then tell us a little bit about Eagle Eye to set the frame for the conversation.
No, absolutely. So, hi. Thank you very much for having me today. I'm Cédric Chéreau. I'm French. I live in France, and I'm the co-founder of Eagle AI, which is one of the departments of Eagle Eye. What we do at Eagle Eye globally is to help retailers to scale personalization and to make it really efficient for them, for the customers, and also for the suppliers who are usually participating in all this. And that's really the mission that we have. How can we make it easy and effective for retailers to operate personalization, once again, at a very, very large scale? That's
I got you. Can you when we talk about personalization, can you frame that for us? Because sometimes people use personalization for so many different things. What is that? If we're just going to take another layer down and say what personalization means to you and Eagle Eye, how would you describe that?
It's a very good comment. And I think you're absolutely right. Personalization sometimes for some people means being able to put the first name of someone on top of an email. That's personalization. But it's not really effective. What we mean by personalization at Eagle Eye is to be able to define the right parameters of an offer to make it really efficient. For me, for instance, which brand, which product are the most relevant for me as a customer? Probably products that are different than your favorite brands. Yeah. So we all have very specific product. And even if we have the same product, maybe we can adapt the threshold that I need to reach to get a reward. And that's what we mean by personalization, is being able to identify, predict the natural behavior of each customer, define the potential of each customer to be able to really clearly define the threshold that each customer individually need to reach to get a specific reward. And even the reward can be personalized because we all have a promotional sensitivity that is a bit different. So if we can identify all these elements, at the end, you could receive an offer that is completely unique, that no other customer will receive, completely adapted to your need, your affinities with the different brand. And that's what we mean by personalization.
Okay, I got you. How does gamification fit into that? Because again, sometimes I feel that's misleading as a subject in terms of people talk about. Yeah, tell me. Your perspective on that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we never designed the solution that we worked on as a gamification platform, but the gamification came on top of it. And it was a little bit of a surprise, like the cherry on the cake. It was designed to be personalization. The idea was for each customer to receive different offers with threshold to reach. And if I reach the threshold, I will get a reward. By definition, it's a little bit gamified. It's not designed to be just fun. It's designed to incentivize me to be a little more loyal to that brand or that retailer. So there's a nudge, there's an incentive here. So therefore, it's a little bit gamified, but it's not fun per se, I would say. It's not a pure gamification.
Yeah, okay.
I think you're right. I think it's part of the solution. It's part of the solution, and it's especially in grocery retail, it's important to keep in mind that what is important is for customers to be able to earn something and to earn a reward. Having fun, playing a little game is always nice, but in grocery retail, it's not the main mission of the retailer. The main mission of the retailer is to provide something that is clearly bringing value to the customer at the end.
How does if we stick with grocery, or maybe not, we can however you want to answer the question. But can you share like a pragmatic approach to AI where a sort of simple, well-defined use case has outperformed big, flashy AI initiatives, which you see across the industry?
I think that there are multiple usage of AI as something very pragmatic. Probably the most basic for me, but everything is in the detail. The most basic is being able to identify the 5 most important items for each customer when the retailer is sending an email to an email or notification to their customers. I want to really interest all my customers with the 5 best offers we have in store this week. Just being able to do this is difficult because you need to understand the affinities between the products and the customers. You also need to look at the data. If I bought my laundry detergent last week, there's no need for you to put that on top of my list because I will not buy it again. I will probably buy it again in a few weeks, but not tomorrow. If you have products that have a facial value that is more important than others, maybe they should rank higher in the email. So all these elements, if you use AI, you're able to combine all these KPIs to be able to really offer the best, the best 5 offers for each customer. So it's a very simple use case, but to answer it very efficiently, you need the power of AI to accomplish this.
And so I don't want to put words in your mouth, but if I understand what you're saying to me, is that you look at all the signals post-purchase to make sure that communication is in line with those signals, which is the example that you gave. If I bought detergent, don't send me another offer on detergent. To 5 products or 5 points?
If you send the communication to a customer and you say, come to a store next week because we have a lot of offers. Among all the offers we have, here are 5 that are really interesting for you. Select the best 5 for the customer. We look in the past. We look at what's happened in the past. What are the signals of affinity?
And that's what Eagle Eye are doing.
Absolutely.
Perfect. That's what you're doing.
Understood. We're identifying which product you bought in the past to predict which product you will probably buy in the future.
You provide that as a service? Or just is it
a solution? It's a SaaS solution. And all the algorithm that we built over the years, we encapsulate them into different use cases just to make it very pragmatic, very plug and play and easy to use. We received the customer data, what happened over the last 12 months. We looked at all the interaction between products, customers, stores, and everything. And we predict what will happen in the future. And we look at the potential of each customer. If they did this 3 months ago, how will they behave in 3 months? And based on this, we are able to identify which products, brands, categories are the most relevant to them. And I think what is very, very important in what we're doing is the core philosophy of what we're doing is remaining customer-centric. What is really interesting for customers? How will they naturally behave? Because we're not here to force them to change their behavior. We're here to incentivize them to do a little bit more of what they're already doing. I'm not asking customers to switch from brand A to brand B. I'm here to tell him, if you're more loyal, then you should be rewarded for that.
Yeah, okay. I don't know why you've not taken over the industry, because that sounds like the ideal thing when I talk to retailers and the problems they face. But one of the things I read somewhere in your literature, I don't know if it's a promise or an example, but you look at sort of like a 7-to-1 return on investment, which, if true, is remarkable by any standard, which I sort of understand from the way that you've just described it. I was wondering what are the hidden mechanics behind performance, and then what misconceptions do retailers have about achieving this return?
I can be even more bold. Bold here, if you say it.
Bolder, okay, go for it.
The 7-to-1 can be 12-to-1. It could be a 20-to-1 because everything is in the way we build the parameters of the offer. The 7-to-1 is based on the best practice. Once again, the idea is to create more loyalty from customers. So I'm going to incentivize you, Alex, with some offers on your favorite brands, and I'm going to ask you to spend a little bit more on your favorite brand at this specific store. And if you do a little bit more, then you will get a reward.
Yeah.
Because it is incremental by design, I'm asking you to do a little bit more than what the natural behavior is, then it is profitable. Is it 7-1 because I'm asking you to do a little bit more, and because you're doing a little bit more, you're buying a lot more products at the end of the week, at the end of the month? Or should I ask you a lot more from you? If I ask you a lot more, then the ROI will be 20-1. But the thing is, on the long run, you will be discouraged to participate in this. And you will say, well, that's too hard for me. I'm not participating. I'm not engaging in this anymore. So yeah, it's a fine tuning of finding the right parameters on each offer to make sure that we keep a very good level of engagement from customers on the long run. The customer lifetime value is a very important concept because we don't want to have customers for 1 week and see them disappear after that. We want to keep them on the long run. So it's asking customers to do a little bit more. But even if we're asking them to do a little bit more, that will bring a full basket on average at the end of the month. And that is the 7-1. I could make it complicated, but I don't want to.
No, makes sense. I'm going to flip this question around. What is the ideal customer profile then for you?
When we are really, really efficient is for every retailer where you have a lot of customers. Scale is always a challenge for them. Where promotion and loyalty are playing an important role in the business, and when there's hard competition, because at the end of the game, what you want to is to gain some market share from your competitors. So when you took all these elements into account, grocery is perfect for us because you have frequency, you have a lot of customers, you have scales, and you have competition. And promotion is playing an important role. Pharmacy, health and beauty retailers also completely core for us. And then all the enterprise retailers, I would say, once again, where you have frequency and competition.
Okay, all right. Okay. Pharmacy, can you just expand on that? Because that's what does that look like as a use case? Because I'm thinking, like, are you like pharmacy, like in Boots, as in like the whole beauty suite? What is that?
Yeah, not the medicinal part where you get you like health and beauty, or the front of store where you want to buy your shampoo, your vitamins, your
Okay.
toothpaste, all these things.
Paladin Barrett or someone as a great example.
Exactly.
Okay, got you. So when you look at the future of innovation and you look at, for example, AI, dynamic driven pricing, supply chain optimization, real-time individual engagement, what do you believe will have the greatest impact on a retailer's strategy from your experience? Because sometimes I think they think one thing, but you probably see another. Well, I'm just curious on your thoughts.
Innovation is very important. I think we're just at the beginning of what AI can bring. We do a lot of predictive AI, being able to predict what the customer behavior will be in the future. If you combine this with agentic AI, it will be with the interaction of the customers and how can we create, and Gen AI on top of this, you can create individualized, personalized content for them. That will bring to something that is very specific, very unique, very innovative for the customers. And obviously, we're looking at this on a very regular basis. All retailers should remain in contact of all these innovations because this is just the beginning of it. But to answer your question, I would say that what is very, very important for retailers is not to look for what will become the next great innovation, is how can we make sure that we're not missing the train that is right now in the station?
Yeah.
How can we make sure that even if it doesn't look that cool and fancy, we hop on this train? Because if we miss this train, if we don't put AI and more personalization and more engagement from our customers right now, we might not be able to do what will be super cool in a few years. And I think that's one of the biggest thing that I'm sharing with my clients is don't think necessarily too big, too cool, too innovative, but make sure that you're using what is already available that you can launch within a few weeks, make it a reality in your stores, because it will start the whole journey of change, and you will be able to reach the next innovation more easy. See what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Final question. What's the one question I should have asked you that I didn't?
I like the question you asked before when you said, why are you all over the market? That seems to be pretty simple. And that's a very good question. I don't know.
That's okay. I mean, that means the other questions did their job. But I'm just, because I'm not what I'm always conscious of, although I've worked in data, technology, AI for probably longer than a lot of retailers, I'm still conscious of the fact that I may not be the expert in the room or in the field. And so therefore my approach may lead to a bias in a part of my thinking. And hence why I always have this sort of question to sort of say, have I actually asked the right question? Or am I, reading the headlines, going down rabbit holes, and there's actually something else I need to be thinking about? And so that's it. I mean,
But to continue on this, to follow up on this, because I think that was the right question. And the answer is, I don't know why we're not all over the market. I mean, I think I know. I think exactly for the reason that I described. It's sometimes difficult for retailers to hop on the train that is passing. What we're doing with the personalized changes, the personalized promotion, the personalized ranking of mass offers that we're doing for you, it seems obvious. It seems like a no-brainer, but sometimes it's difficult to act on it. And I'm saying to my retailers, you could do this in 5 weeks. Yeah, but we're trying to build this on our own. We have a whole roadmap. We'll be there in 2 or 3 years. And we all know that in 2 or 3 years, the roadmap will change. The priorities will be different, and you will be in a different situation. And I think that's the main difficulty, is people are looking too far ahead when they should be more operational, more pragmatic. Let's do it right now. Prove me that your solution is actually delivering a 7-to-1 ROI. Let's fine-tune the whole thing together, and we'll talk about it in a few months, in a few weeks, not in a few years. And that's where I think the retailers should sometimes be more action-oriented.
Look, this we can talk about this for a long time. And I have to caveat, because obviously I know what it says on the tin of what you do and what you've said in this podcast. But if you do and say what you can do for retailers, that it's signal-based, SaaS-based, it's like you've taken away all of the problems, all the reasons why a retailer traditionally in technology would say no. But it could also be that the guys in tech aren't the guys in merchandising, aren't the guys in product. And it's sometimes the people in the business that need to get behind the AI. And, again, but that's a whole nother conversation in terms of going through retailers. Cédric, thank you so much for giving up your time. And will you be at any other shows before the end of the year? Or NRF is the next one for you?
I'm actually flying to Las Vegas next week for grocery shop.
Nice.
Okay. In Vegas. It's a great event. It's a fantastic event. We have Tech for Retail in Paris in November.
Okay.
And in NRF in January.
Fantastic. So I will probably see you at NRF.
Absolutely. Pleasure.
Thank you.
Thank you, Alex.